Hello.
Hello. Dad, did you see that video with your mustache?
No, I was
In
doing
the
the
opening
curtain.
video, you had the mustache.
There you go.
It looks good.
So
Okay.
I need to tell everybody what happened. So I was trimming my mustache one day, a couple of months ago, and I had changed the little head. And they have those little things that separate the distance and all that kind of stuff. Well, I took it off, but I didn't put the other one back on. So I'm going to trim it right here and trim it up, and I took this half off, and so I had to take the other half off, and I just haven't put it back on.
Do you remember when I was little and you shaved your mustache and I cried?
Do what?
Remember when I was little and you came home from a work trip and had shaved your mustache and I bawled my eyes out like I had any business caring about your mustache? Like,
there you go.
I was
Somebody
traumatized.
told me I look younger. So that's why I haven't grown it back yet.
Yeah, you do look younger. Oh, we lost you. We lost your camera.
Okay, where is it?
Good morning, everybody. While he's getting his camera worked out, I'm Alane Paulley. Joining me is Pat Ziemer, the man, the myth, the legend himself. He is here, and we are here to answer all of your MagnaWave questions. Anything that you would like to ask today, we are going to do our best to get to it. Also, we are doing a giveaway of a Sphero click machine. If you follow along, we've been promoting MagnaCon. If you have your tickets for MagnaCon, you've purchased them just any time in the past before today, you are on a wheel that we are going to spin. We are also giving away a dressage MagnaWave saddle pad and a really cool backpack that I believe we only offered to our employees, but we have that backpack. Maybe we sold it at MagnaCon, but we don't sell them anymore, and we've got the last one available. We're going to give that away today, too. Hello, everyone. Make sure you let us know where you're at.
Oh, someone says the stream on Facebook isn't working.
Uh-oh. Hold on. No. Well, we might have to, Jason, you might have to put the stream on, like, go and share the YouTube link on Facebook. I don't know why this system does this sometimes. Let's see. Daddy, so what do you got going on? You got a big show that you're going to soon? Tell us about that.
I'm doing a stem cell. We're working a stem cell show this next weekend in Miami, Super Bowl Sunday. That's kind of interesting. But we'll be in Miami at a stem cell conference, and I'll be speaking on Sunday morning, dealing with F and stem cells and PMF and what we're doing with the FDA and not MagnaWave, but Aura Wellness with the FDA. So I'm excited about that. I've spoken at a couple of these conferences in the past, and so it'll be fun to be doing that this weekend in Miami.
Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. So you're speaking on behalf of Aura Wellness.
Correct. And to that end, we've talked about this a lot. If anybody has today dealing with the human aspect of PEMF or Aura Wellness, go to Aura Wellness Research and Education on Facebook and put your questions there, and then we can answer them much more openly and from a human perspective on that space. And that would be the easiest way to pursue the human side of the conversation. If need be, and you think you want me to talk about the Aura device and how we use it for humans, we could do that a little bit as well.
Let's see. That would be, so if somebody's interested in Aura Wellness, you can, like you said right there, you can scan that QR code, go over to that Facebook page. There's an awesome group where you can talk, learn more about Aura. We are also having MagnaCon coming up here shortly, and we will be doing all things MagnaCon. At MagnaCon, we will be talking about Aura as well. Aura will be there. Correct. Aura will be there. And we are just it's going to be a fantastic time. We're giving away a Sphero Click. If you are interested in coming to MagnaCon, Dad, how excited are you about MagnaCon's scale of 1 to 10?
Well, I'm ready for a 10 because the last one, I just came back from a conference that I was in again in Miami. And when we had the last MagnaCon, came home with COVID. So I couldn't go to MagnaCon. So I'm very excited.
I know, we missed you.
I'm very excited about going, looking forward to it. So it'll be great.
So am I. So, okay, so this is what I'm going to ask you guys to do. If you are watching this right now, just if you could take the link on YouTube and go share it on Facebook, I'm going to pick whoever shares the link on Facebook. You could tag MagnaWave in the post on Facebook. If you go share this YouTube link instead of shutting down and start it all the way over, we're going to see everyone who shared it. And then I'm going to pick the winners of the backpack and the dressage saddle pad. Let me get it. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to give that away. So in order to win one of these, this is the backpack. It's very nice. My favorite thing about this backpack is, because I travel a lot, this folds flat. So when you go through TSA, you know how you have to take your computer out, right? You just open your backpack like this, flat out like this, and you don't have to take everything out. It goes through the scanner and bada bing, bada boom, you're through. Love that. Love that for us. So that is the backpack we're giving away today. Okay, we're live in the certified practitioner group. Okay, we're on Facebook now. Woo.
There you go.
No, April, just take the link, the YouTube link that you're streaming on, and go to your Facebook page real quick and paste it and press share. But it says we're on Facebook now, but it looks like we're only in the certified group, not publicly. But in order to win, just copy the link, open a new tab, and paste it in Facebook if you can. We would appreciate it. I know this is crazy. I hate technology. It's always something. So we shared the aura. Now, really quickly, don't forget at the end, I'm doing the giveaways and I'm giving away a machine. So stay with us. But one of the things I want to show here is the MagnaCon website. So coming up here, let's see, MagnaCon, there it is, right up there. MagnaCon's going to stay up there. MagnaCon.com. You guys, we have updated our schedule. And Dad, this year, are you aware that MagnaCon is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all day, all 3 days?
Correct.
All day. We have so much content, we could not fit it in. And a lot of people are like, can I come if I don't have a MagnaWave? Yes, you can come if you don't have a MagnaWave. This is open. We have vendors that are going to be there. A ton of fun stuff that is happening. We are giving away, Dad, cover your ears, $100,000 worth of stuff to the live participants. So people who actually are in person. We also giving away $50,000 worth of stuff to our virtual people. So, and this also is your continuing education. What's that, Dad?
Since you're giving away $100,000 worth of stuff, I'm going to act like this is whiskey, but it's not.
Is it apple juice? You drinking apple juice?
It's a buy.
Oh, buy that's good stuff. Okay, so get your MagnaCon tickets. This also counts as your 2024 recertification if you do the virtual or in person. And it is just going to be an absolutely epic year. I was speaking to Joanne today. We actually have some very cool products that just like swag products that are only going to be available if you are virtual or in person. We're also launching a new supplement at MagnaCon, which I'm very, very excited about, which we are very excited about. So get your tickets. And I will say this, Dad, we are under 100 tickets away from being completely sold out.
Wow.
So we are going to fill the hotel here in Louisville all the way up. And that is amazing. Woo-hoo. Okay, we're back on here.
You think we'll have all the rooms in the hotel for our people, right? That bit's exciting.
Probably. Most likely.
Wow.
I mean, we'll definitely fill up the entire, so in the past, like we first started, right? Like we didn't need the whole entire conference room, like the whole ballroom. Now we are filling up that whole ballroom to capacity. And we are, if you want to come, which I don't see why anyone wouldn't, but if you can't come personally, come to virtual, get your tickets now. And I will say this about virtual. It's going to be the best virtual in the world. I'm knock on wood. In a past life, I used to be a television producer. We have a great team of people coming in, and we are going to produce the heck out of this, and it's going to be amazing. Content is going to be streamed live while it's happening. We will have giveaways throughout the day. It'll be like watching, CNN, or the news channels, but MagnaCon. And we'll have fun interviews during it. It's going to be excellent, and it counts as your recertification. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Some questions here. Okay, somebody said, Lindsay Cooper, I'm going to put this up too. If you have won anything in the past few months and you have questions about it, there is a email address. I think it's MW Winners with an S. So it's MW Winners, 2 W's. Yeah, that's got to get edited. Hold on, let me edit it. It's MW Winners. And send all of your information at MagnaWave PMF over to us. And this is the email address that you need to send it to. So MWwinners at MagnaWavePMF.com. So it's very difficult during our move when we had the support. It was going to the support email. There's a lot. So MWwinners at MagnaWavePMF.com. Your name, address, and what you won and the date there, and send that over. So if you ever have anything, but the people who win today are also going to send to that. So we're very, very excited about today's giveaways. All right, where are we going here? What was I doing? I'm all over the place. Okay. We had a couple other questions. Oh, Barbara says, I'm so excited for MagnaCon. Me too, Barbara. Oh, and then what else? We have a big webinar that's happening on February 14th, don't we, Dad?
We do. Special webinar on February 14th for the introduction of the new product.
We do have a new product, and it is if you all are interested in making sure that you do not miss this. If you are a MagnaWave certified practitioner or new to MagnaWave, the best hashtag is MagnaWaveLove. You can use that, search that on any social media channel and find the greatest MagnaWave content. We are going to, really dive into the MagnaWave Love theme and have a Valentine's Day webinar. So to be able to get updates on all of our live webinars, hit office hours, one word to 69847. That way you can get text messages when we go live, because there's also going to be a really exciting webinar that we're going to have at the end coming up here in a few weeks about the affiliate program and education that we have coming up. So you don't want to miss that. If you don't want to miss these live videos, text office hours to 69847. Let's see. So many people are talking about the new product. Now, it will be live for people on MagnaWave. On February 14th, we will be taking pre-orders from the general public. Lots of people have their tickets, Dad, for MagnaCon. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. Make sure you share this page to be entered to win. Maureen says, the hotel bar makes amazing old fashions.
They do.
At MagnaCon. We will have a special event on Friday night. Do you know what we're doing this year? We got a master distiller coming in, and he is going to we're going to do a bourbon tasting. There'll be tickets for this if anybody's interested. There's limited availability. That will all be on magnacon.com when it's finished. So make sure you check back there often. You know what I'm going to share with you, Dad? Have you obviously did, because we talked about it, but the new case study with cows.
Yes.
What did you think of it? Tell me what you thought when you first read it.
Well, I was just amazed at the results that they received, utilizing the MagnaWave and the changes in diet that they did, but the lives that were saved, the lives of the cattle and the milk production that was improved. It was just amazing.
So this case study is up right now under the research tab on MagnaWavePMF.com. It really talks about how that a lot of times not a lot of times, these big dairy farmers, they have thousands of cows, hundreds or thousands of cows. They actually put a microchip in the cows to track when they're ruminating, when they're sleeping, when they're eating, and they can see if there's a problem, and they lose cows all the time. They have to sell cows for other products. And it's really interesting to see the how many cows were saved. And how much less cost that these farmers had. And if you're a MagnaWave practitioner, using this information and sharing this information with your local dairy farmers is a fantastic way for you to, possibly work out a system there for you to go over and treat some of those cows. And there are some very specific numbers or things that they look at in their tracking apps to know when to MagnaWave. So we're going to have Jesse Schaefer, who is our livestock expert and MagnaWave product specialist, talk about that soon. We are actually recreating this case study again right now. So not only did we do it once, we're going to do it one more time with different cows and different dairy farmers. That's in process currently. So, stick with us, because we want to show not only does this happen once, but it can happen multiple times. There it is. If you would like information, scan the QR code right there for that case study. People are asking where to share this live. Share it on Facebook. Share it everywhere to be entered to win. Will there be any new digital machines launched this year? Leslie.
Yes. Yes.
What'd you say?
I said yes. Did I make a mistake?
I was going to say no. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
well, never mind.
No, there will be. But if you're looking to get a digital machine right now, we always do have a really great trade-in program. The problem with saying when it's going to be is that there are a tremendous amount of testing and product testing and stuff that we go through. And if we ever find anything in that process, we make changes. So since we are an ISO 13485 facility and we do adhere to all of that process, that I don't want to give any hard dates because I want to make sure when we launch a new product. So yes, is our goal to have something at the end of this year, by the end of this year? Yes, but I can't promise it. So if you're looking to get a digital product, I wouldn't hold out for this because we are still, in that process of finishing up some of those design details.
What'd
you say, Dad?
We're working on it diligently.
Diligently, yes.
Diligently.
Because we want to make sure it's perfect. Let's see. If I don't have an Aura machine, can I still be an affiliate if I'm a MagnaWave affiliate? I have someone interested in the Aura, want to register them if I can. Taylor, yes, you can. So the affiliate program for Aura is active, but the online portion of it, if you go to aurawell.com, we just relaunched the website today. It is still getting even more updates and improving over the next week. So if you go to Aura, AURA, well, WELL.com, you will see that that website is relaunched. Which is great. But that also means that we're working on the portal for our Aura affiliates. They are two separate companies. They are two different affiliate programs. But if you are interested, you could email us over a lead and you could just go to that Aura page and hit contact and go ahead right there and say, fill in on the contact form anywhere. Let them know that you would like to talk to someone. A product specialist will get a hold of you and make sure that get it all handled out, get you set up as an affiliate and get you, and get your friend registered under you.
Perfect.
Let's see. So Barbara asked, was it specifically for dairy cows?
This particular study wasn't it?
Yes. It was dairy cows. And it was really about better quality of life for the dairy cows, but also, something that we learned about mastitis and, during, how the body responds to using PEMF, or how the cow responds to using PMF and actually being able to be healthier during that process. So it is a cow dairy focused study. One person says, I have a large dairy on board because of the study.
There you go.
That's wonderful. Okay, so I'm looking here. Oh, Tessa BB is heading to multiple dairy farms next week to try and get them to use MagnaWave. Yay! Okay, so Sierra says, I have a physical trainer that is experiencing tennis elbow. She's very painful, and we haven't started yet just yet. So with the Aura wellness devices, what would be the best approach for really getting the most out of a session, do you think?
Well, I think they want to treat, a lot of times people have, I don't know if we lost my microphone, but my camera will come.
We can hear you, Dad.
Okay, it's connecting back up somehow. Here we go. All right. Certainly what a lot of times people do is, we have referred pain. And so when you use your Aura device and you're approaching the area where you want to do a session where there's pain, you also want to realize that sometimes it's referred from another area. So if you're doing the elbow, you want to do the wrist, the shoulder, the midline of the back, because of course all those muscles and tendons and cartilages are all connected. So it may be rooting in the elbow, but it could be certainly coming from other areas from the referred principle. So you want to do that. You want to cover a larger area than what you're specifically trying to address.
Awesome. That's exactly right. Thank you. And then Beverly Whitaker says, I heard that there is some kind of group chat for MagnaCon. Beverly, in the MagnaWave certified practitioner group, there's some conversations in there about MagnaCon. But we actually launched the app that you will be able to chat with everybody who's virtual or in person sometime around, I want to say, April or May before the event. So you could download it and get the whole schedule. And that's where we will send out, you'll be able to text message, and we'll do a whole bunch of stuff within that app. Okay, so Brenda says, I'm using my Zoom paddle currently on a goat udder with toxic mastitis, hoping to save her in the udder half. Wow, I never thought about goats.
Well, any mammal. I mean, we're all, from the mammal perspective, you can certainly think you're going to get the same type of result based on what you're approaching. Hey, Lori from Florida, where are you in Florida?
Yeah, that's where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, someone asked, when I bring my machine for a yearly maintenance service, do I bring all my attachments also? Yes. Yes. So anytime, whether you're sending the machine to PMF Systems in California or you're sending it here to MagnaWave where we manufacture our machines, we do require that you send your attachments in. The reason for that is that we like to look those over. We want to make sure that something in those attachments isn't causing a problem in the machine and vice versa. So if we fix it and we send it back to you and the problem keeps going, we want to make sure that we've addressed everything at the same time. So yes, if you are bringing your machine for yearly service to MagnaCon, you have to make sure that if you're bringing it for MagnaCon, there's some paperwork to fill out before you go. You can get all that information on magnacon.com under frequently asked questions. And then your machine will ship back like the beginning, like middle of July back to you, or end of July, beginning of July. Or if you would like to have your machine picked up at MagnaCon already done with its service, then you need to send it in 2 weeks before MagnaCon. Again, all of that information is here. Let's see. I'm just making sure. What about fractured ribs in an animal or fractured ribs? Do you think that would be a beneficial? Would using MagnaWave be beneficial?
Most certainly. I mean, you certainly have a rib fracture. You've got muscle involvement. You've got nerve involvement. Now, you want to make sure if a veterinarian takes a look at the rib or the doctor takes a look at the rib area and make sure if it has to be realigned or put, repositioned, if you will. But you want to allow it to get the good oxygenation and good blood flow to the area, which will help the healing process be more rapid and smoother for the animal. So, as that applies, so that's most certainly.
There is someone who asked about they're visually impaired and need to bring an assistant to come to MagnaCon. So if you Blind Ambitions, if you would like to email our support at magnawavepmf.com, if your person that's coming with you is going to be eating and traveling on the bus and going to Churchill, there will have to be there will be a price for that. But we could definitely work something out for you to make it where it works out for everyone. But if they're not they're not eating the food, they're not traveling to Churchill Downs, they won't be taking part of the bar and all that, then we can talk about that as well. But email support at magnawavepmf.com and we'll address that with you. Okay.
Someone asked a question about a telescoping stick for the paddle. And that's interesting that comes up because as we're going to talk about the LZR in a little bit, Cameron and I were speaking a few weeks ago, there is an apparatus that you can put the LZR on a stand. So you can put it right on an area of the animal, if we're talking about the animal aspect of the LZR. But if you use a telescoping stick that you can get for your cameras and put an adapter on the end that expands wide enough to hold a tablet, then you can put your paddle in that and hold that in a particular area under a large animal or the chest or however you want to do it. Great idea. And you could position it in that fashion so you don't have to go underneath. And that'd be a great idea if you're treating an animal treating a hawk and you're worried about being too close, if you're afraid the animal's going to kick or something like that. If you had an apparatus like I'm describing, and here we go, that you could put the paddle in and then hold it a couple of feet away, but you could still approach the area without dealing with the potential dangers. That's a great idea. We need to look into that, Cameron.
Yeah.
And Alane.
Yep. That's a great idea. Yeah. That's all we need is one more project, Dad. It sounds great. Sounds good.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's see. Jessica says, just finished sessions on a horse that slipped on ice. They had 4 sessions and it helped the horse out a lot. I guess I just don't think of that. That's a hard fall for an animal like that to slip on ice.
Well, and that's a situation with even with small animals. Little, our dog is very little, but when you get it on hardwood floors or on ice or it's outside and it slips, they spread their legs and bingo. Now you've got a hyperextension of the hip or a hyperextension of the leg, and certainly in a horse, 1,000 pounds going down in that fashion is not a good thing. And you want to be able to get the blood flow and the circulation back as rapidly as possible to help the animal feel better.
Okay, so Lori responded to you, Dad, where she is in Florida. She's near Fort Lauderdale. And she asked where you are.
Oh, okay. We're in Jupiter. And going through Fort Lauderdale on Friday, going down to my meeting, actually. And so we're excited about that.
I love Fort Lauderdale.
Beautiful area to be.
I love
And then next week we're going to
a
little place up the road up there. They run those cars in the circles. What is that when they run cars in circles?
Oh, you know what that is. That's like your favorite thing besides MagnaWave. Racetrack.
To the Daytona. Going up there and meet with Richard Childress and David Starr, some other drivers that were and racing teams we're starting to work with. So we're excited about that.
That's awesome. So a couple questions. Someone asked, how long does it take for maintenance on the machines when we send them in? Jessica, it really depends on what's going on with your machine. We always strive to get it back to you within 2 weeks. We offer rental machines, but it really, like if you're just sending it in for maintenance, we're going to do our best to get it back. Unfortunately, we cannot have everybody drop their machine off at MagnaCon and then expect to get it back in 3 days because we are running MagnaCon. And then sometimes if we get people who are like, I'm just going to get my yearly service while I'm there, we could easily get over 200 machines where people just want to get it serviced, just tuned up. We can't get all of those completed. So there is a process on magnacon.com under frequently asked questions for you to fill out a form and get your return merchandise. You can either send it in 2 weeks in advance before MagnaCon and pick it up at MagnaCon, or drop it off at MagnaCon and we'll ship it back after 2 weeks after MagnaCon. So I hope that helps.
Stacy asked a question to remind about the cost difference between CE and getting your CE by attending the virtual session. Is there a cost difference?
Yeah, I think so. That's a great question. So the virtual sessions are, the CE is a little bit less than the actual virtual component with the virtual MagnaCon, but you don't have a chance to win anything. So it might be the exact same. I want to say this correctly. I don't know, Jason. Can you tell me in the chat if this is it the same price or is it a little bit different? I can't really. I want to make sure I'm saying the correct number, but it is an amount of money different, possibly. I'll let you know in just a second. But you get no chance of winning anything. And again, we're giving away $50,000 worth of stuff just to the virtual people. And our vendors all have specials just for the virtual people. So if you are interested in getting a brain tap, if you are interested in getting any of the other products that will be there, our supplements, then you definitely don't want to miss this. And you're still going to be able to watch all those virtual videos back. If you have to do something during that time, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you can't watch it, in real time, you can watch it back later. But you get your CE and you get the option you could win a machine, you could win attachments, and you get special pricing if you do the virtual option. So CE is $150 and the virtual is $225. So there is a price difference there. But again, I would say 100% of the time, that price difference is nominal compared to what you could walk away with. Angela asked, can we contact if you have someone else who wants to, you want to transfer the warranty for a machine? Angela, that's support at magnawavepemf.com. Looks like my dad is having some issues with his camera. You could see that email. Yeah, there's a ton more content. Jason wanted to remind me to learn from MagnaCon. There's just a lot. If you want, there's a lot more discussion. You get to be in special groups on our app. You get to talk to other practitioners. We're giving away prizes. Virtual MagnaCon, to me, it is an absolute no-brainer. There is no reason, don't wait for CE. You are doing yourself a disservice. Support at magnawavepemf.com is where you go for any questions or any warranty transfer.
So we had a question. Alicia asked a question about OPLL, where you have some posterior ligament calcification. would MagnaWave be beneficial for that? Well, certainly you want to talk to your veterinarian or your doctor in that type of situation. However, as we've over the years talked about arthritic situations where you have a buildup of calcification and all of that around the joints and situations, the improved circulation, the improved oxygenation, you're not going to get rid of any calcification that's occurred already, because we're not that type of device, but you can greatly slow down what's happening and what's going on with those devices by having good oxygenation, good blood flow to the area. So certainly would be something to discuss with your veterinarian.
Awesome. We asked that what is the lifespan on the attachment? Sierra says there is no specific lifespan on the attachments. They are for the equine devices, the animal devices, they're warranted for 6 months, which doesn't seem like a long time. But the reason for that is that, they get stepped on. You want to take care of this equipment. I was telling someone the other day, we actually had a mouse's nest in one of the machines when it came back for repair. They couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. There was actual live mice inside. And then sometimes with the attachments, they get left on the ground in the barn. Mice? They get what?
Live mice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Boy.
So we want you to take care of them. If they get stepped on by a 2-ton animal, they might need to be replaced. I've had them stepped on and you don't want the copper on the inside to break. We've had attachments that have lasted what, Dad?
Oh, I've got attachments still that we've had for 10, 15 years.
Yeah, easy. There's no specific wear out time.
Correct.
Let's see. Yeah, people are asking a lot about like if they are working with humans and if they are working with animals. So let me just tell you that we are following all of our guidelines from the FDA. When we started this process, we wanted to be different than any other pulse electromagnetic frequency company because we wanted to have FDA registered and FDA cleared options. So that's where Aura Wellness came from. It was we wanted to separate out our lines, have very clear differences. If you are going to be marketing or using anything to do with humans, then you need to get an Aura Wellness machine. If you have questions about that, you can email us directly or reach out to your product specialist and they can get you in touch with Aura. We can get it worked out. We have definitely a great relationship. MagnaWave can help you with anything that you need in terms of what to do, what machines to get. But yes, we recommend that if you are going to be working with humans, that you use an Aura device. So I hope that clears it up. Do we need to bring our machine?
Maybe I could.
Go on, Dad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I was just going to say, and you did explain it very well, but it's the FDA is the one that told us back in 2019 we're going to start working. There's a lot of devices when I first started, when the lasers first started going from class 3 lasers into the class 4 type of lasers, and people were using human-based or human cleared lasers on animals, and that they could do that because there's nothing to keep you from using an FDA cleared device for humans on an animal, but you can't use, because the veterinary world is not regulated like the human side of the device marketplace. So if you're going to go into the human side, you need to do it appropriately. You need to do the proper testing, and you need to do all of that to get the FDA clearances and the FDA registrations. So the FDA said, look, if you're going to do this, because you're very aggressive into the veterinary side, you need to do it different for the human side so you can make specific claims, or you don't get in trouble for a claim you make on veterinary and it doesn't apply to humans, and which is a little tough to try to wrap your head around that from the mammal perspective. But that's why all this is happening. And I know it's for years going back to the reason we're having all of this is in 1910, there was a report funded by John D. Rockefeller with the American Medical Association, where they took electromedicine, acupuncture, chiropractic, naturopathy, and various modalities and practices out of mainline medicine. And that's why you look at a lot of those different modalities and practices today, and they're not regarded as mainline medicine. And so we're working very hard, as the other modalities are, to become more mainline in what's going on. So that comes with requirements, that comes with obligations. And so it requires you as a practitioner, if you're building your business on the veterinary side and it's being very good and you want to advertise how you want to use your equipment to work with people, then it's all in your best interest to do it from the human side of the coin.
Yeah, because that's what they have to. We can't ask you to use a machine off label. So that's it. You should not. We are now at a point where if you are using our equipment or any from Aura Wellness or MagnaWave, you need to use it with the labeling that with the classifications that the FDA has put in place. And that's it. The bottom line is that's it. We are going to comply with the federal government and as we should. Right.
And I know that we didn't anticipate that being the case when we started going with because everybody wanted us to be safety tested. They wanted us to be able to make some claims and so forth. And so when we started going down that road, they were very, very direct with us and very informative. And we decided to go in that fashion. And I think what we want to do, and this is for if you're building a good business, just Chevrolet dealers also sell, there's the Buick dealer and the Chevrolet dealer or the Cadillac dealer. But they're all on the same basic chassis. So you just know which one you want, which one you're going to move, and you go from that perspective.
Yeah, so
it'll be much better for everyone in the long run.
Yeah, so it is much better for you now. So bottom line is, we've been talking about this for years, and what's very great about us, about our family. I think I'm not going to just say MagnaCon or I'm just going to say we made the decision to invest a tremendous amount of time, effort, and money into getting FDA registration and clearance on and moving down that road for the best interest of our practitioners and the success of them. And so I think that this is something that no other companies are really able to offer. So if you're interested in learning more about that, please contact a product specialist. D. Purcell asked, this is his first MagnaCon. Do we need to bring our machines? No, they don't have to bring their machines. There will be machines there. So you do not have to bring it. If you want to, yes, but you do not have to. Shailene says, I have a friend that would like to try MagnaWave on her horse. She's currently barrel racing him. The concern is about 2 years ago, he had a stroke. I told her to talk to her vet, but I still want your input, Pat. Did we do this one yet? No.
Well, there have been tremendous results with stroke issues and that type of situation with animals, and that there is good benefit there. Again, it is the inflammation that causes a lot of the problem after the stroke, and you want to get the healing. The quickness with which you approach it is the best answer. So if it's been a couple of years ago, you can still get a result. It's a lot of time passed, but you can still get some very good results in the neurological space on an animal that has suffered a stroke.
Okay, we have a client with a dog that she believes has wobbles. Will MagnaWave help? And if so, what is a productive protocol? And I just want to start. I don't know how much, I know you might want to add to this, Dad. I do want to say that wobbles is neurological. And when it happens, like why it's happening or how quickly it varies. And a lot of it is uncontrolled. I will say that we have worked with veterinarians who have worked with dogs with wobbles. And when they start very early and they do a lot, like you want to keep the sessions up. Like almost daily if you can. So a rent-to-rent option would be great. Then that's where they've seen the slowing down of the progression. Because that's serious. Absolutely. And sad. Wobbles is so sad.
Yes.
There is someone asked about a trade-in program. If you want a different machine, yes, that is the option. Just reach out to a product specialist or email sales@magnawavepemf.com.
So the question was asked about Soul Pro and humans. That's a question that you need to ask in the Aura Well research and development page, that we can help you there to give you some guidance in that particular area. There was a very good question. So are we having to change our websites if we're certified for humans and animals? Well, you don't want to talk about MagnaWave as a human device on your website. You want to talk about Aura as your human device on your website.
And we can go case by case down all of these questions. If you have questions, you can email that to marketing at magnawavepmf.com, and we could go through case by case and work with you to get that information that you need for anything like that. We could go down an entire rabbit hole of all the questions about Aura and MagnaWave. We will be addressing that hardcore at MagnaCon, and then we do have some office hour webinars in the certified group that we will be doing as well over the next few months. If you are interested in any of our lives, go to office hours. I don't remember the 6. You're going to want to text office hours. Where is it? To 69847. So you can keep up with all of those live events there. Does the Julian Duo split the power to the 2 units if you are using them at the same time? No. Right?
No,
that doesn't make sense.
Duo is 2 separate machines in that particular case.
Yeah, no, there doesn't split the power. The only time you're splitting the power is if you're using a splitter. So right. Somebody asked about using the splitter, and I talked about this the other day, Dad, on one of my lives. Like the Julian Duo, if you are looking to, or if you're using the splitter a lot, this woman was specifically asking about it. Maya, she uses the splitter. She splits the session. She turns it up like 2 or 3 more settings whenever she uses the splitter. And she asked if this is still wearing the machine out. And all I could say is yes. I mean, if you are putting, instead of going through 12, having the resistance of 12 foot of coil, you're now taking that same machine and pushing a magnetic field through 24 feet of coil. So it's just something to keep in mind that if you start finding using the splitter a lot, that you need to start looking at getting a machine like the Julian Duo that's made to be run at full capacity with 2 attachments all the time, correct?
Correct.
How long
Absolutely.
should sessions be if you have the wave wings? Does that shorten session time?
Well, you're doing a much larger area of the animal, so you don't have to do, you're not going to take as much time to do both hips. You don't have to go around the horse and do both sides of the hips. You're going to do it all in one 5-minute session, if you will. So yes, it will decrease your session time. It does not eliminate the issue that if you want to do a scan and determine where sensitivity is and so forth, it's just going to approach the whole area, not, even while it gets a more specific area, if you want to do a scan. So yes, it can help with that. Yeah.
And we've talked about in the past keep going. Sorry, Dad. I thought you were done.
I just want to say, people are asking questions about how the devices can be used. And what I want you to do is go to Aura Wellness Research and
aurawell.com.
aurawell.com, or go to the Aura Wellness Research and Development page on Facebook group. It's a group on Facebook, and to ask those questions, because they can be answered privately and they can be answered in a manner that you will appreciate and you will be able to understand. And this is the problem. The FDA tells us you got to separate this stuff. We didn't do it. They tell us you got to separate this stuff. So I can't talk about it here, because if I talk about it, I'm not going to separate it. And then someone's going to say, well, yeah, we were talking about this, or you were talking about that. So we're trying to keep them in the specific area where they are. And so 4 years ago, when we were doing training and before we got dealing with the FDA, and you go look at a lot of other companies and what they're doing, they're saying things they shouldn't be saying. They're doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, according to the FDA. We know that because we communicate with the FDA all the time, and they're going to start cracking down, yes. I think. And so we're just trying to say, look, this is how it's growing. This is what it's doing. And this is what is there.
Yeah, so just for any Aura questions, bottom line, please go to aurawell.com or go to the Aura Wellness Research page, or join us on Facebook over there. We will be doing webinars and stuff with Aura as well. But MagnaWave questions, we are happy to answer and help you with as much as we can. We got a good one here, Dad. Chris Palmer, is there optimal settings for various condition, or is the higher the power, the more effective?
No, the higher the power is not always more effective. Sometimes it provides more energy to the area, so you get a more rapid response for what you want to do. You don't on an area and crank it all the way up just to be cranking, thinking, well, I'm going to just do this faster. That's not necessarily the case at that point. However, and what I've always talked about is you want to apply as much power as that is comfortable to the recipient of the energy. So if they're comfortable, if the animal is comfortable and you turn it up a little bit, that's okay. And that's not gonna hurt a thing. If the animal is uncomfortable, now tissue movement, the fact that you see tissue movement does not mean that the animal is uncomfortable. I always look at the eyes. If I'm treating a hip and the animal is getting very reactive to the area, but yet, and someone may say, boy, you're really hitting that hip hard. But if you look at the eye or you look at the tongue or they're releasing, they're comfortable. It's kind of like a massage. When someone gives you a deep tissue massage, you certainly feel it, but oh, isn't that wonderful? That's where it is. So you don't always, it's not about always giving more, but it's not always just being the lowest either. So you want, and that's part of the thing that we want to answer those questions, talk about in the training so you can understand and get more proficient at where you turn the machine up or where you don't. Certainly on the feet and on the knees and the ankles, you can turn the machine much higher because they don't have as much soft tissue to become uncomfortable. So you can get more energy into the area of the body that you're looking to do. That's where the power of our devices give you much more versatility. If you want to pull an abscess or you want to work, you want to nourish a hoof so it doesn't get laminitis and those types of things. So that's where it's at. And the more you ask these questions and the more you become confident in your answers, the more your clients are going to say, you know what you're talking about. But again, there's a fine line there in where you're not going to practice medicine to where your veterinarian says, what are you doing or what are you saying? You just need to understand that and be able to show that and reference that with your veterinarians as you go into the animal space.
So what you're saying is, and what I'm hearing is like being confident is key. And that's what's so great about the actual training is getting that confidence, because no, there is not specific settings for everybody. Wellness and animals all are at different, because of the stress that they may be under. There's always different times where settings may be good one time for that animal, and then they may perform, and then later on down the road that they may need less or more, depending on how you can use the machine and your training to do that. But I will say this, there's lots of studies out there. And in order to do a study, everybody remembers this, right? You have to do a hypothesis, and then you have to find a actual thing to grade against or test against. You have to get a setting. So all of the studies that do PMF, they actually pick a setting, because that's how you do a study. You have to have one specific setting. And then what they say is, we're going to do this setting, this amount of time, because again, that's how you do a study. If everybody had different settings for a study, then they wouldn't know, did it work or did it not? They want to judge by one specific setting. And so you'll find that some people will look at that and say, well, these horses or these dogs were on this setting and they got great bone or maybe muscle tissue health after that. So that setting is the end all be all for all animals with that issue. And that is absolutely not correct. What we have found is that with PMF, and just like working out one way may be great for someone else, and eating foods, on certain diets works for other people and doesn't for others. This is exactly how PMF is. It is more about learning to understand where and how to use the machine in the most effective way for that animal than to be like, oh, I have to use this setting at this time for this issue.
That's absolutely correct. And I've had a lot of conversations with Dr. Bob Dennis, who did the NASA study where they determined nerve regeneration and stem cell development and a lot of that stuff, and the way they use the PMF and NASA to avoid space sickness and those types of things. And he's kind of on a move, and we're certainly trying to head down that road today on dosage. What is a good dosage? And as he's pointed out the last time he spoke with us at MagnaCon, people have gone to his study for NASA and said, well, he did it at 10 hertz. So 10 hertz is the number you have to use. But he'll be the first one to tell you that was an arbitrary choice. He has replicated the same results using 20 hertz or using 30 hertz and or 10 or 5 hertz. But so you get those different situations. So now we're trying to sit back and say, okay, yes, these studies were done in this case and they got a result. Let's see if we put it up here, what kind of result can we get now, and maybe find some better dosages and better energy levels to get a better result or more rapid result for a particular indication. And that's where all this is going. And those are the things that we have to learn together and share together and grow with.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I love this one. Cheryl says, loving MagnaWave. My neighbor's small dog tore her ACL. Was going to cost $5,000. She would not afford it. Been doing sessions for 2 weeks, and little Annie is walking and putting weight on her leg. Owner and I are so happy. Yay! That's what we like to hear right there. That's excellent. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. We're almost done here. We're about to wrap it up. We are almost out of time.
Got to give some stuff away.
I know. I'm going to. I'm just going to make sure I get my questions. Maureen says she's still using attachments for 2016.
There you go.
All right,
I've got attachments 2007.
Yep. So many questions. Oh my gosh. I want to make sure that I just want to get a couple that are different than what we've already asked. So many. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is, because there's just so many, you guys, I'm going to do our best to answer those. Again, I would recommend that you all sign up for the live alerts for office hours. Go to the certified practitioner page, go to the Aura Wellness page, reach out on social media by messaging Aura Wellness on Facebook or MagnaWave on Facebook, and we will get your answer. We'll get you to the right person to make sure that we take care of any questions that you may have come up in this process. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's just give away something. Let's just make everybody happy. Let me pull up the link here for my wheel. Should we do the spiral click first or last, Dad?
Do it last.
Do it last. Okay. So marketing team, if you guys could count out the numbers, we are going to get 2 prizes. We could do one of the prizes for somebody because there were some people who had a hard time sharing the lives. So let's do one of the prizes to someone who just was in the chat, and one of the prizes you all pick the person's that was shared. And then I'm going to do the wheel. Oh, I love this. I love this wheel, Dad. This is so fun. So on the wheel, I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see it. Once Jason gives me the 2 winners, I'm going to announce those 2 winners. And what are they winning? One of you is winning this glorious dressage saddle pad. There it is, my friends. Look at it. This is very nice. From Dover Saddlery. Dover. Awesome. What?
Dover Saddle.
I said it wrong. And then one of you will be winning this backpack. This is a backpack. I think we might have sold them for a little while just at a MagnaCon, but I know that we gave these to all of our employees. They are the best travel backpack because they fold flat like this. You can easily just leave your computer in here and slide it out when you're going through TSA. It's my favorite part. Also has a spot for an iPad. If you have like a Semi 10 or something, I have easily been able to like put my attachments in my carry-on bag or in my checked bag. And then in the actual main compartment here, I've been able to put my entire Semi 10 in there, and boom, bada bing, bada boom, you are traveling. So I love this. All right. So our first winner, okay, Dad, which prize does the first winner win?
Saddle pad.
Okay, so for the winner of the saddle pad, the Dover Saddlery is Melissa Gibson. Congratulations, Melissa Gibson, for the saddle pad. Could you put that email up, Meredith, at the bottom there? Melissa, make sure that you email MWwinners@magnawavepmf.com. That's 2 W's, MWwinners@magnawavepmf.com to get your prize. We need all your information, the date that you won the saddle pad, and then where you would like it shipped so that we can get that out to you. And then the winner of the backpack is Molly Rusa. Molly, congratulations. You are the winner of this stunning backpack. Again, MW Winners, 2 W's, at magnawavepemf.com, and we will get you taken care of. Congratulations, Molly and Melissa. Now let's share my screen.
Gonna do the wheel.
I'm gonna do the wheel. Okay. Can you see it?
No.
You can?
Not yet. Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yep.
So if everybody sees this, what's happening is all those little bitty lines, and those are names of people who have purchased MagnaCon tickets. Now, if you get your virtual or in-person MagnaCon tickets, we will probably do at least 1 or 2 more giveaways like this. Maybe there'll be other products, other things before MagnaCon. So again, if you would like to to win, buy your tickets sooner rather than later at magnacon.com. All right, here we go. I'm gonna click it. I'm gonna do it. Here we go. What do I do? Okay, there we go. Alisa Conklin, congratulations, Alisa Conklin. I don't know if you're watching, but you just won yourself a Spiro Click valued at $5,950. That is a prize. Alisa Conklin, congratulations. And again, if you did not win today, you are still just lucky to be at MagnaCon, coming to MagnaCon, because we're giving away a lot more. And I think we'll do a couple more of those with some other prizes coming up. So congratulations, Alisa Conklin. Anything else that you want to wrap up? Don't forget the dairy cow study under research at magnawaypmf.com. Anything else, Ted?
No.
Okay, great.
I'm good.
Okay, great. So we will see you guys then. Hold on, let me show you right now so you can go ahead and put it on your calendars. The next office hours is March 12th. There it is. Next office hours is March 12th, Eastern Standard Time, noon Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead. Again, if you are wanting to make sure you never miss when we go live, you are going to want to text office hours, one word, to 69847. Again, 69847. If you're present, you're entered to win some of the stuff that we're giving away. Office hours, one word. And again, March 12th. At 12 Eastern Standard Time, and get your MagnaCon tickets before they are gone. We really want to see you guys there. We are actually there's no way that we will not sell out. We definitely will. Check out the case study. There's the case study for the dairy cattle, and then there is the link to magnacon.com if you would like to get your tickets. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you at the next office hours. We will also be live MagnaWave Love February 14th. More information on that to come. Thank you guys so much.
Hey guys, we love you. Thank you for being here. Wave on to better health.